All right, so welcome ladies. Thanks for joining us for our Ascension Awareness 3 Steps group, and it's lovely to have you all here. Thank you for coming, and to everyone else who's joining in on the replay, thank you for sharing your energy with us also. So this is our 5th call, I believe, and the purpose of this meeting is for us to come together and feel like we're making a difference. So there's a lot of upheaval, a lot of fear, a lot of challenging things going on with our local governments, worldwide governments, and even bigger than that, even leaders all around the world. A lot of things that have come to the surface that we're not happy about. And here we are sitting in our homes in lockdown, a lot of restrictions, and it's really frustrating because we want to make a difference. We want to be out there. We want to have our voices heard, but we're stuck at home. And so this is one way that we can contribute. And in this group, we are sharing techniques that we can use to lift the vibration of the planet, and also to send healing to the leaders of the world, and use different modalities that we can do on our own at home to make a difference. The reason why this group is so powerful is because when we come together, even if it's only 2 people, it's far, far more powerful than just having an individual meditating or focusing on a healing technique. The energy is as powerful as our intention. So today we have 3 of us here, plus everyone who's going to be watching the replay. So our intention is to be a gazillion-fold bigger than what we are today. Hey, Ali, thanks for joining us. Welcome. So, yeah, our energy is not just the 4 of us combined here. It's the energy of however limiting our intention is. So right now, my intention is we send out the power of 1,000 people. So let's get it out there today. All right, so we're going to start by opening the circle, and we're going to run through quite swiftly with the session today so we cover everything. So I'm going to say a little opening meditation to call in and open the circle. So just get comfortable, take a nice deep breath, feeling into your body. We call on the guides, spirit angels, and the beautiful beings of love and light, including those who have passed over who make up part of our spiritual support team. We welcome you here today. Today we set the intention to lift our vibration, to cleanse the fear, and to come together with our purpose for our meeting is to stand as one united in our own power to bring freedom to those who are ready to ascend. So thank you for your presence. Thank you for all of our spiritual support team. And we're going to start by just checking in with each person, see how we're feeling, just very briefly. A little bit of a recount how you've been managing this week with the announcement of the 2nd wave of lockdown and what you like to bring in. So for me, I'm going to share first. Mine is the same again, and it's about looking at my language, looking at my thoughts. Okay, so I found a really nice little clip from Esther Abraham Hicks, and just having the language, I know this language, but being reminded of it was helpful, so I want to share it quickly. When people are asking, how are you going, how are you feeling, saying something along the lines of, yeah, so far so good. Okay, how are you coping? Yeah, steady, a flow, everything's going. So just not saying everything's okay and pretending everything's okay if it's not, but saying it from a point of view of, you know what, it's not okay exactly, but it's getting better. So just having that, instead of what I had been doing was, you know what, it's just rubbish. Everything is shit. Not so much in my world, but what I'm feeling is going on really brings me down. And when I really just feel into those words, it really brings me down, and I'm not helping anyone when I'm in that state. And so what I'm bringing in for me today is something that I practiced quite some time ago, and I'll try my best to explain it quite quickly. We're all beings from God. We're all divine beings, and God, or universal energy, unconditional love, lives through us. So by simply imagining God has chosen me to experience life, and he's going to come down today to see what it's like here on earth. And so if God was coming down, I would like, and he was living through me, he could see what I see and what I'm experiencing. I would like to show him a good version of what's here, because it generally is quite good. And so that's my new perspective at the moment. And I'm just trying to hold on to it in little brief moments. And what it encourages me to do is look for more beauty around him. And I'm almost having that conscious little thought in the back of my mind. Look, God, look how beautiful it is here. You know, look, I'm having this experience with my family now. This is really nice. Look, God, we get to eat this nice food. And so having him live through me makes me want to be a better person. And I'm not faking it. I enjoy expressing what there is to share here. So that's a long one again. Please, who would like to go next, sharing how they're feeling at the moment? Anita?
Okay. Oh, I don't know. It's just a continuous roller coaster, really, to be honest. I've had headaches this week, or fog. Yeah, I don't know. Because, I mean, people have been saying that there's been a lot of shit dumped in our atmosphere in Sydney and down here in Melbourne, and I'm not quite sure if it's that or not. I'm turning my Wi-Fi off of nighttime in my bedroom, so my devices aren't going. And the one day I did that, I woke up and my head was okay, but then it came back the following day, even though I still had it off. So I don't know if it's the shit that's being dumped on us or the stress or whatever, but I haven't had a bad week. But the head's not been coping. So whether that is just a different manifestation of my stress that I'm not actually recognising as such, or it's coming out differently. But I mean, apart from that, I have been fine. I mean, people have been messaging me, and you know, people are checking in, which is really good. And I haven't been paying. I mean, I've been on social media a lot, but I have been bagging out the leaders, not any other people, of course. I haven't been bagged, but then I get bagged out because of my opinion. So it's like, whatever, fuck off.
Well done. Keep going.
Yeah. So, but yeah, apart from that, it's been okay. Getting there. We're plodding along, and we're, you know, making the most of you know what's going on, and I think the nicer weather's actually helping a lot as well. I mean, yesterday was shit. It was a good day to watch the wellness summit all day, but today's been awesome. I've been sitting outside most of the time, obviously, like Al is as well. She's still enjoying the sun there. So, and I think when the sun comes out, it actually it makes a shit ton of difference as well, I think, to your psyche and just the whole everything. You know, when it's raining and stuff, and cold, you feel shit, but when the sun comes out, it's just an automatic yay. You know, it makes things a lot better.
Yeah, that's true.
That's basically me.
Thanks for sharing, Anita. Thank you.
Thanks, Dol.
Sharon, did you want to go next?
Yeah, I'm happy to go next. I've been focusing on the now and remembering all the things that I've been able to accomplish in the past, because and where I'm at from where I was, and knowing that there's, you know, good things to come. And even though things might be a little tough at the moment, they'll definitely be getting better.
That's very wise.
And of course, yes, the garden and the sun is definitely a a lovely place to be.
I'm loving your positivity. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Thank you.
No problem.
Ali?
Just on my phone today, so a bit just trying to gauge it. Hello. Yeah, like Anita, I've certainly had my share of headaches as well, so that's interesting. But I know it sits in a place where in my body that is, I'm saying it's like an old, I don't know if it's an old pattern, but I think it seems to happen around when I'm holding. So even though I know that's an old pattern, when you're holding, whatever that might be, there's just an awareness on it rather than attaching to it, and you know, the world's falling down around you. So just trying to be more of the observer, I suppose, in it, and just seeing if it shifts and moves through, depending on whether I give it, on what kind of attention I give it. Other than that, yeah, it was interesting. I just went for a walk with Des, and we were having a discussion on perhaps fostering children, which like spun me out. And I think with all that was sort of been thrown around the social media there for a while, it's certainly something close to my heart. And just, you know, trying to think of one way of being of service and help. And maybe it's not in the way that I thought, you know, as perhaps a traditional energy healer. It's maybe it's with helping children in some way, or just finding a way to extend your love and your open heart. So that sort of spun me out, coming from Des as well. You know, here we are talking about a dog. Oh, so forget the dog. Let's adopt some children instead. And he was so open about it. It's interesting. Yeah, it's really threw me. So it's just something to ponder anyway. That's in our field, and so we'll see what happens. Obviously, it's a lot to consider before you go ahead and do something like that. But yeah. So you know, there's a couple of things going on. But yeah, there's a lot different things in the field, I guess. Letting go of some of the old identities and obviously making space for something new. Yeah, not quite. Yeah, just allowing to sit in the unknown as well. For me, I think, rather than trying to control it. So we'll see what happens.
That's beautiful. Sitting in the unknown. That's. I think we could all take a little bit of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sharing. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
It's really special. Okay, so part of the group here is the 3 steps. So the first step is to understand the dark plan. And I'm going to share something new that I learned this week a bit later on today. And to allow all of that to integrate. Step 2 is our declaration of sovereignty. So this is a self-declaration. We need to just be conscious of the word sovereignty. It's being thrown around a lot at the moment, and in these circumstances we know what it means, but sovereignty is also a very significant word for the Indigenous Australians, and so in this circumstance it's a self-declaration of sovereignty. So I'm going to read through that now, and then we can get into step 3, which I'm really excited about today. Nice and juicy. We're going to learn how to do EFT tapping. So I'm going to start with this declaration. When I say my name, you say your name to yourself. You don't need to say the words along with me. Just allow yourself to receive the words and for them to integrate into your body and for those to be processed as I read through them. I, Daniella Jane Hayter Hogarth, proclaim my sovereignty. I'm in charge of my mind, body, and soul through all time, space, dimensions, and reality. I ask for soul recognition to energetically cleanse and protect the entirety of my family lineage, loved ones, and those who cannot protect themselves or who have had their rights taken away. I am empowered. I make all my own choices. I stand in my truth and I am centered and grounded. I ask to search and to find all of my energy that I may have lost or accidentally sent out. I ask to bring my energy back to me, purified and sanctified and anchored in at my core. I ask to seal my energy with a strong, healthy boundary. I ask to wrap mine and my family's energy field in blue-green light that only divine guidance can pass through. Let it be known I reject through all dimensions, time and space, any agreements, influences, or contracts of entrapment that bears intention to deceive, misinform, manipulate, exploit, control, steal, harvest, seduce, harm, or negatively influence my being, my family's being, and those that cannot protect themselves or who have had their rights taken away. I protect and shield my actions, my home, my car, workspace, business, website, or published work. I reject any interfering negative energies, entities, EMFs, thought forms, patterns, programs that may not be of my highest and best. I acknowledge the current negative state of affairs, seen and unseen. I forgive you for forgetting the light from where you were created from. And I send you blessings that you remember the truth and you return back to source energy. I thank you for being the catalyst for change and to allow this time for us to find love, connect with each other, to heal our hearts, heal our planet, and for this ascension to be a place of truth, love, and freedom. I love you, but no. And so it is. Oh, God, I love the energy that comes out of that. Thank you, ladies, for holding the space there for that beautiful declaration. All right, so we're going to move into step 3 now. Today, each week we've been learning a different technique. The first week we did a meditation, which is available for listening on my YouTube channel. It's a technique how you can move up through your centers up into your higher self and send healing energy to the earth. Week 2, we learned how to use the pendulum for healing. Week 3, we learned how to do Reiki healing and distant healing. And last week, we learned Ho'oponopono, the Hawaiian technique with the 4 statements. So this week, we're learning tapping. And we might have a little collaboration with Anita. I'm not sure if you wanted to share a little bit today. So Anita, did you want to give a brief explanation of what EFT is? Are you okay with that?
Kind of. I've actually got my script here that I was going to do one. So I mean, I'm happy to actually do it as well if you like, or we can do a combo or whatever. I don't know, whatever you'd like to do. Because we did one a couple of weeks ago with my Activating Your Intuition alumni group, and it was actually a really good one, and we just concentrated on just the karate chop rather than doing all the points. So basically, for anyone that doesn't know what EFT is, it's emotional, I keep forgetting what it is, emotional
freedom
technique, that's it. And it concentrates on the meridians of your body, and it's usually the head, the eyebrow, and each point is actually corresponding to an emotion as well. But we've got meridians on both sides of our bodies, and it's actually like a gentle acupuncture. Instead of actually getting needles poked into you, you can do it, and it does exactly the same effect. And it's been scientifically proven that it does work. So it's not entirely a woo-woo thing. It is actually something that is based on science.
Yeah, and it's a really effective way to shift limiting beliefs through the body. And also what we're going to be focusing on today is shifting collective energy. So it's going to be, really nice to cleanse the atmosphere. That's what this is for all of us. So Anita, let's run through your script, and we'll just, we can go along with you and do the same tapping as you. And I've got a script here, but yours, we might be just good with that one. We'll see how the time goes.
Alrighty, cool. Well, I might ask you to stay on so that you can do the echoing. The other ladies can do it, with their speakers off, just so that I've got you there to to do the echo. Awesome. Okay, so we're just going to do the karate chop. So just a couple of fingers just below the pinky, 2 fingers, 3 fingers, whatever feels comfy for you. You don't need to hold your hand up. Just rest your hands somewhere nice and comfy and just keep tapping away. Make sure your arms are relaxed so that your shoulders aren't tense. And if you like, you can close down your eyes. So if you take a nice deep breath in and let it out through your mouth. And if you'd like to do another breath, just do another nice deep breath in and another one out. So just start feeling to relax a little more with every exhale that you're taking. So when you're ready, just tap along with me and keep tapping the whole time until we're at the end. So it's a little bit different to the conventional one, but I found this one actually really quite good because it's relevant to what's going on in the world and how we were feeling at the time, and hopefully some of these things will resonate with you. Okay, so I'll start. I now release all of my emotional attachments to the feelings of the weight of the world. I now release all of my emotional attachments to the heaviness that I feel in my heart. I now release all of my emotional attachments to the confusion that I feel, the doubt and the worry. I now release all of my emotional attachments to the frustration I'm holding inside. I now release all of my emotional attachments to feeling controlled, feeling like I have little freedom. I now release all of my emotional attachments to feeling like I have no choices available to me. I now release all of my emotional attachments to self-sacrifice. I now release all of my emotional attachments to the feelings of self-pity and blame. And take a deep breath in. Notice any feelings or tensions in any part of your body as you're tapping. Do you feel any restrictions or heaviness? Any tensions in any part of your body? Any part of your body that is asking for your attention now, and once you have it, you're going to fill in the blank with that part of the body repeating after me. I now restore right energy flow to my part of your body.
I now restore right energy flow to my shoulders.
I now restore right energy and flow to my shoulders.
I now restore right energy and flow to my chest.
I restore right energy and flow to my whatever you want it. And if you're holding any feelings of the past, repeat after me, as if it's from the past repeating now. I now return this to the past where it actually happened.
I now return this back to the past where it actually happened.
I now return this to the past where it actually happened.
I now return this to the past where it actually happened.
I now return this to the past where it actually happened.
I now return this to the past where it actually happened.
So take a deep breath in and let it out. And come back into the space, returning your hands to your lap or wherever it feels comfortable. Pausing for a moment and letting that sink in. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back into the room. Was that all right?
That was fantastic. I love that version so much better than the original. I just feel so
See, there's a whole ton more.
Thank you for sharing. That was magic. I would love if you could share the statements so we can use them ourselves. That would be great. But essentially what was the key thing to what you're doing there is this. We don't have to do all of this. You don't have to remember that, just this one. And then just that one sentence really is, I release emotional attachment to blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. I mean, that's an easy technique. I love it because you can use that anytime. Yeah, and we can also apply that personally as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there was a ton more that I had there and I thought I'll just cut it a bit shorter, but yeah, there's a whole heap. So I'll put those, I'll put it in the group.
Yeah.
Put the document in the group for sure.
Beautiful.
Thank you all.
Okay. I'm going to add in just a little bit on the end of that, just some really nice positive statements that I found when I was playing with this. So let's just keep doing the same thing. And I'm just going to read these out. I won't get you to repeat them, but just allow them to integrate as I'm saying them. I choose to feel in charge, to trust I'm making a difference. I give myself permission to focus time and effort on the actions that I can do. There is a lot that I can do. Grant me the serenity to accept the things that I can't change or control. The courage and the strength to change the things that I can, which there is a lot. And the wisdom to know the difference between what I can change or control and what I can't. And I welcome this feeling of peace and freedom into my life and into all of your lives and to everyone's lives. Thank you. Okay, that's beautiful. Thank you, Anita, for sharing that. That was magical. And yeah, keep going if you want to, that's fine. By doing this, everything that's being said is being integrated right now. And actually, personally, I could feel a shift as you were talking, as I was repeating, and I feel much calmer and I feel a lot more space. And in fact, I'm firing much faster in my mind now. I was a bit sleepy at the start of the call, so that's awesome. It really works. I have not been all that flash. I've had a big cough and trying to get my energy back up. It's been a real challenge. I actually sent out a message to a dear friend of mine who does a lot of global intergalactic meditation. I asked for him to send me some healing energy. I didn't know which night he was going to do it, but on the night he did, I couldn't fall asleep till 5 a.m. And I knew it wasn't caffeine because I never have caffeine. I knew I hadn't accidentally had any caffeine because my feet weren't hot, which is the symptom I have if I do accidentally have caffeine. So his energy he was sending me kept me up till 5 in the morning. I felt fine. I wasn't annoyed. I was just surrendering and letting my body relax. I remember actually at the time he started doing the healing, which I found out later on, I was actually thinking, oh, it feels so good in my bed. Oh, it's so cozy and warm. It was really magical. Then the next day, I still didn't know he had done the healing, but I felt the intuition to ring him, which I did. And he said, oh, you got my healing? I'm like, oh, did I? I got it, yeah. So that's just powerful in knowing that, one, he's able to clear himself well enough and get his energy across to me. And two, I've cleared enough to recognize it and to receive it. Okay, so it's vital that we keep our bodies clean as we can and as high vibrational as possible. Now, he shared something with me that was absolutely astounding. I said to him how I had been doing the entity clearances on Dan Andrews and that it was horrible and it took me a lot to recover. I'm talking really fast now because our time's ticking away. So he said to me, yeah, don't do it from that angle. It's too much, okay? He's saying that there has been I can't quite remember the exact words of how to explain it, but there's been an energy upgrade of negativity that he's tuned into, like a frequency that is more than just entities. It's, he called it artificial intelligence. And I was like, oh God, wow, okay. And so he said, as a collective, yeah, we can make a bit of a difference, but there is a new way we have to go about things. And it made perfect sense to me. So when you're meditating or you're asking prayers or healing or wanting to do anything to benefit anything that's going on right now, including Dan Andrews or just the planet or just the world or just your family, we now almost need to bypass ourselves at the moment and go straight up through our crown, connect into your higher self. I'm going to show you how to do this. It's like the most basic thing. And then from there, we have to go up, connect into the Galactic Council, the Galactic Federation, and ask them to do the healing and come down and do the healing for us, because they have the power and the strength to cut through this artificial intelligence that us here, us humans, us light workers, we've got some strength, but we can't cut through it as well. Okay, so we've got to call in the big guns. They're using the big guns, the big negative, evil big guns. We can call in the big guns, the positive healing vibration. Okay, so here's how you do it. So simple. You say in any other prayer or blessing, please, beautiful, amazing, loving beings up there, please come down and help us. That's it. Okay, that is as simple as it is. So all you do is you just can be more specific. You can tune into your heart space, get grounded first, feel love within you, self-love, real love. For me, I know I'm there because I get a little emotional in the back of my eyes. But you don't even have to get there. This is just, it's just dialogue in your mind, all right? Simply saying, I'm traveling up through my crown. I'm going up there to where all the big guns are. Guys, I need all of your help now. Come in here, go down and cut through that negative energy that's around Dan Andrews. Cut through and clear it out. Cut through and clear the energy that is all the police officers at the moment. Everyone who is doing all this stuff, all the people in the cabal, just cut through this energy. Please, please help us. We need it. That's it. This is all you do is just ask, 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 and ask. It's free will, okay? They cannot come down and help us if we don't ask, all right? That's it. So it's just simply, you can make fancy prayers, you can use fancy words, you can talk about all the big names that there are, but at the end of the day, this one sentence will be sufficient. Guys, please help us. Please clear the energy from Dan Andrews, all the leaders in the world, and bring freedom and peace to us. That's enough. One simple sentence like that. Now, if you can say that many, many times throughout a day, you're a legend. Okay? That is plenty. So now when you're doing your energy work, just bring in that extra strength, because we're allowed to. That's what they're there for. They're here to serve us, and let's work as a team. All right. So that's my big thing I wanted to share today is, yeah, we've got to cut through the negativity that is a little more than what we're used to dealing with. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been really beautiful. So, anyone want to share anything before we finish up? Yeah.
I just wanted to say thank you very much for holding this space for us over the past 5 or so weeks. It's that original video from that lady was absolutely awesome, and yeah, thank you for creating this for us so that we can do what she suggested, and that we've been able to share all these ideas and tools that we've got now to help us through this crap.
It's nice. It's felt like we've got a bit of a family here to support us. It's been nice, a sense of belonging.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, for the container. Yeah, so we can channel more positivity and love and direction, giving us some direction in these times. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's been nice to have each other.
Yeah.
Thank you,
and
ladies.
We'll continue on in the group. Are you going to keep the group open? I know we've got less than a minute.
Yeah, I'm going to keep running the group. I do have a little bit of a plan. I'm considering opening it up to men and women and putting it out there to the people in the Freedom Day group.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe changing it. But what I'd probably like to do is just keep running this same 5 weeks, run this 5 weeks again. So I'll run through the same techniques that we did here, because how awesome is this? In 5 weeks, we've learned 5 new healing modalities that, you know, you can use so easily.
Are we about to get shut down? Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.